Hello, this is Talman and welcome to another repair video. In this video, we're looking at this PlayStation 4 controller. It's got an issue where it randomly is disconnecting when you have it plugged in directly. And on my part, I've been using this controller on my computer to play Star Wars Jedi Survivor. And it's constantly disconnecting. Just started happening of late. I don't find it particularly easy to connect it up through Bluetooth. It doesn't seem to always work properly. So wired it is. What's going on is we're going to be popping this controller apart and we're going to be seeing what is happening on the inside. My theory is that the charge port itself, maybe a couple of pins are separating from the board, and maybe they just need to be soldered in place. And before I continue on, before I take it all apart, I can show you what I'm talking about. I can't test the pins, but not with the setup I've got, but I can at least show you it plugged in and charging. May not even take a charge. Not liking that. How about if I plug it into the computer? Yeah, okay, it likes that. So it's not communicating when it goes through this. But if I go on the computer, what will I find? I'm going to go to my controller tester that I use online. It's a Gamepad tester. hardwaretester.com/gamepad. That's what I'm using. You can see it right there, and I'm just going to press one button and it should immediately say what controller type it is. And if I just move that, you can see the little thing right there moving around. If I move this, it may disconnect and should stop. It's not doing it. It's doing it on my computer though. Not a big deal. Still going to take it apart because the issue is definitely present. So let's get this thing apart. I got it. It's these two little guys that was holding it all together. There's got to be a way to get that apart more easily. So this is where the charge cable is. It's a very tiny little part. And part of the reason why I wanted to get this apart in the first place is I'm a bit on a time crunch. When it comes to parts, I gotta make my order today in order to get my parts in for tomorrow. And I got a customer waiting on me, so I gotta get it done. There's a little bit of foam right here holding this down. So basically what I'm saying is I want to work on this, but I didn't really want to work on it today. But on the other hand, if I don't, I'm not gonna get the part in time, right? I'll have to order it separately, and I really don't want to do that. It's taped down. There we go. So you can't really see a whole lot. There's the connector. Yeah. And there's some pieces of information that you need off of this to make sure that you order the correct part. Mostly the shape, but there's a 2. Let me just zoom in. See the 2 right there? And then there's some other info on this side here. So you're just trying to match that info up, and hopefully everything will come together correctly. So I'm going to go over to my microscope, and we're going to take a look at it underneath there. What do we have here? Just a quick glance from the side, and let's give these pins a poke. Those pins seem all quite solid. I don't see any issues with these pins whatsoever. I'm going to try using a bit more of a robust pair of tweezers. Those tips will break, so I'm trying to find out if these are actually on the looser side, and it's hard when the tweezers you're using can have the tips bend. They're more for more precision work than what I'm doing. I see no problems. This to me indicates that most likely the issue is with the inside of the port and not so much what's going on there. So yeah, let's take a look at the top right here. I'm kind of considering zooming out a little bit more, but let's see if I can work with this. The pins themselves look fine, but you can see right there, looks like there's a bit of a crack down in this section. No, that's not. Okay. Why isn't it working properly? It looks fine. The clasp. You see the clasp? I think it's the clasp. Maybe I don't need to order a part. The clasp is just bent a little bit. There's definitely a little bit of fiber down here. It's not a big deal though. And the pins are clean. And the last thing that I'm concerned about is whether or not this, you see that? It is wiggly. Just wiggly enough. I'm gonna have to replace it. Now, when it comes to, that it's not as really as that bad. That clasp is, it's not like that. But the easiest way to go about this is like this part. This part here is not that expensive. In fact, the charge port itself, if I was just to buy the charge port on its own, is about $1.06. And this entire board, I think, is about $1.54. So you always think about how much time am I wasting by just replacing the port instead of replacing the whole board. And these things are pretty simple, there's nothing special about them. So what do? You replace the whole board because it is faster and it's cheaper. Well, it's the next day. The parts come in, and here is the critter. They also provide a new ribbon cable if you need it. I don't know why that is, but we got it. So let's get this apart. I remember from last time that it was really difficult to get into this bottom bit here. So I'm going to see whether or not I can get these unclipped before I get the rest of the controller apart. There. Just like that. Now this should come apart quite easily. Oh. Okay, I can see why that they would consider a new cable. There's a chance you could tear it. Have I torn it? Nope, I haven't. It's all good. It started to get worse. I've continued to play with the controller. I put it all back together, as you could clearly see, because I knew it was going to be a little bit of time before I could get the part in. And yeah, it is getting worse. It'll still charge and stuff like that. It just constantly loses connectivity. And I can see the little connector on the inside is a little bit wiggly. I'm going to see about just reusing this. Not this, this cable. This is interesting. This one here has a pressure fit connection, and this one has one with a flap. I wonder if that's the reason why they gave me a new cable. Let's see if there's any difference. I don't think there is. Should be fine. There we have it. That's in. It was a little bit more fiddly than I expected. I also noticed there's this little piece right at the end here. I'm pretty sure that's not supposed to be there. This little piece. There's a little piece right here. And it's going to be in the way, so I got to get that out. I just got to grab onto it with my tweezers and crack it off, just like that. Since these are done in mass batches, mass quantities there's times where a little piece at the end might stay behind. Let's see if it fits. Yeah, fit fine. Alright. Let's get that screw back in. Just get it all snapped back together. I do have it apart somewhat. Maybe I could... I've been wanting to replace this thumbstick. I don't know. I think I'm going to leave it. We got to go and put this one back into the pressure fit connector down here. This little guy. It's going to be fiddly. How am I going to do this? Can't really show you what's going on here. I got to do it on a bit of an angle. I got it. Okay. We're in business. Excellent. Just got to toss those screws back in. And that's done and dusted. We got another controller fixed, another device prevented from going into the eventual trash. And that's all there is to this video, guys. If you like the video, please do leave a like. And if you want to see more of my stuff, subscribe. We'll see you guys all in another video. Bye.